Hello, I'm Amara Jones, and today is Friday, March 13th. This is caffeineTV, your daily news brief, here to take you through 3 headline numbers in just 3 minutes, giving you a different take on everything from housing policy to the Real Housewives. The first number up today is 3. Univision is the third largest broadcast network in the United States after Fox and NBC. And yesterday, the Spanish-speaking network confirmed that it had fired one of its brightest stars, Rodner Figueroa, for comments that he made on the popular program El Gordo y la Flaca when he compared a Michelle Obama lookalike to someone from, quote, the cast of the Planet of the Apes, close quote. Now, as the Huffington Post points out, the context for the remarks by the Emmy award-winning host of another show on Univision, Sal Ipimento, was that he had been brought on El Gordo y la Flaca to comment on the work of makeup artist and YouTube star Paulo Ballesteros, who uses makeup to transform himself into famous women. And it's in that context when he said that the made-up Michelle Obama is the person who looks like someone from the Planet of the Apes. But honestly, given the history of the world, what would ever lead anyone to compare anyone with darker skin to an ape? And the biggest surprise in all of this, of course, is that the comments occurred on Univision, which is aimed at Latinos, many of whose cultures are African-based. But it just all goes to show that even in places where you least expect it, racism can show up. The next number up today is 4. That's the number of days it's been since 47 Republican senators sent their now infamous letter to the leaders of Iran urging that country to scuttle a deal that it's negotiating with the United States on Iran's nuclear program and perhaps putting the United States on a pathway to war with the Islamic State of Iran. Now, what's interesting in all of this, as Politico and the Washington Post point out today, is that those senators are surprised that there's a backlash against their actions. The conservative editorial page of the Washington Post has condemned it, and it left such a bad taste in the mouths of the public that Democrats are now using it in attack ads. Now, one of the senators told Politico that one of the reasons why everyone had signed it so quickly without necessarily reading it is because they were trying to get out of town in advance of a snowstorm. But one of their complaints is that President Obama never listens to them and never consults them. But necessarily, why should he consult a group of people who sent a letter laden with factual errors on the U.S. Constitution to Iran and who clearly live by the adage of ready, fire, aim? The last number up today is 9. That's the number of years that Dr. Nancy Synderman has been chief medical correspondent at NBC News. But yesterday she announced that she is stepping down from that position. Now, of course, Dr. Snyderman is the doctor and the journalist who went to West Africa last year to report on Ebola, came back to the United States afterwards and was supposed to be under quarantine for 21 days at her home, but then decided that she wanted to go get coffee and that it was okay to break quarantine because she's a doctor and that she knew best. But yesterday she cited that the loss of credibility that she experienced around that episode is a reason why she resigned. But there's news from West Africa that confirms why that quarantine is so important. Earlier this week, 2 aid workers were flown back to their respective countries, one here in America and one in Great Britain, after contracting the disease in Sierra Leone. And the World Health Organization reported yesterday that the number of deaths worldwide from Ebola have now topped 10,000. And all this just underscores that even despite the good news that we've been talking about here recently and the progress against Ebola, there's still a long way to go.